right, collectors, today on the channel, I want to go through one of the fun things that we always do. And yes, I sound awful because yes, I feel awful, but I just wanted to do something a little fun to get my mind off of the whipping that I'm taking from this bug. You know, let's go through it real quick. That's enough about bugs. Let's go through what this video is about. Let's take a look at the top 10 figures that I've opened and messed around with or played with for 2024. You'll forgive me again for this weird voice that I have right now. It's just how this bug's affecting me. You know, splitting headache, cough, just fever. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Hopefully I'm getting over it, but it's just a beating. All right. And we're going to start out with number 10. I'm not going to do any honorable mentions. We're just going to do a straight 10 because I want it to be rather quick and I want it to be just fun, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Without further ado, the figure that in my mind is number 1, the 10 spot. And the reason for it, I'll explain to you why I like this figure. Now, when I started playing this particular game years and years ago, over 25 years ago, I never thought I'd ever have one of these in this scale ever. Now, this figure's not super articulate. Anyways, let me show you what it is. Right there. A Terminator from McFarlane's Warhammer 40K line. To actually have a 1/10 scale Terminator is insane. I never thought this would be something that we would get. It's not super articulated. It's articulated enough, but the sheer fact that I have it, that it's here before me, is fantastic. You know, again, I never thought I'd have a figure like this, so I love it. I love the way it came out. I love the cleanness of it. I love that it's here. I love that it's a thing. So this is my number 10 figure. I've messed around with it, and that's why I really like that one. Let's keep going. Number 9, I believe. All right. This figure is here for a separate reason. When I saw this figure online, or when I saw this particular figure, I didn't think I'd like it as much until I saw somebody messing around with it. And I don't think I've done a review of it. Maybe I should, I don't know. But you guys know how I feel about these particular figures. So let me show you what it is. Let me get it in scale. There it is. Mythic's Legion figure. It looks amazing. I'll put the name of it here because the name of it escapes me right now, but I'll put the name of it right there. Now, again, you guys know how I feel about Mythic Legions. Their articulation is crap. You know, you guys know you could do better, but you don't. And perhaps you don't because you want to maintain the sculpt. Because this thing is beautifully sculpted. It looks beautiful. It looks like a movable statue. But in doing that, it's really hard for me to get it in the poses that I would like to see it in. And because that, you're lower down on the scale. But it is beautiful. I mean, here, look at the face on this thing. Let me see if I can get this up a little bit higher so you guys can kind of take a look at this from a higher level. Look at this thing. It's beautiful in a horrible kind of way. It's painted. Here, let me try this real quick. This probably be better. If I tilt this down and I move this up a little bit higher. There, we've got it now. We can have it in complete view. So there you go. Look at it. The scales on it, the way it shimmers. Look at that shimmer on it. Do you see that? It's beautifully painted, beautifully detailed. Articulation is junk, but holy moly, it is just an amazing little work of art. And for that reason, I'm picking it as number 9, and it stays lower in the countdown because of the failure of articulation. I know Mythic Legions can give us double jointed things, and all they would have to do is double joint these arms and double joint these legs and maybe give us an ab crunch. Everything else it can stay the same. But boy, if you gave us that, I love that the mouth articulates though. That is pretty gnarly. I love it. So this is my number 9. Let's keep moving so I can get through this. And like I said, I'm feeling kind of rough today, but I wanted to do something fun, something that wouldn't be too involved. Now this figure I picked up in the new year. I did do a review on it, controversial, maybe. But there's a reason. I may have even honorable mentioned it previously. But again, and that's because I loved this as a kid. I love this figure. And that is this figure. I went and checked, and I in fact did get this figure in January. So here he is, Dark Wolf. A beautiful, beautifully sculpted figure with crap articulation. I know it's controversial, but it's crap articulation. That's okay. As I've mentioned it before, I love this character. I love this figure. So this is my number 8. I've already reviewed it. I've talked about it several times. I'm featuring again. Why? Why is it in the top 10? Well, because I love this figure, and I love the sculpt, and I love what they did with it. I just love that it's a thing. So there you go. Now we're getting into a little bit more articulation and a little bit more reason as to why. Now we've seen this one before, but we've never seen it done quite this way. And it is one of my favorite companies. The Swarm glow-in-the-dark figure. The gimmick behind this is, I don't know, it's gimmicky, but I love it. You know, a glow-in-the-dark Swarm figure. Who'd have thought of this? I mean, guess Bobby Vala. But I don't know, it just looks great. I love the glow-in-the-dark. You know, I have a few of these hanging up on my ceiling, and they look great when they're flying in for the feast or for the kill. So for that reason, it's got great articulation. We have seen it in the past, but the glow-in-the-dark silliness, you know, I just love the glow-in-the-dark silliness. So I dig it. As a kid, I used to love glow-in-the-dark. So what is that? This is my number 7, I think. Let me see. 1 second. Yeah, this was my seventh place figure. There you go. Moving on to number 6. Who could it be? Well, I'll show you. And this one's on here for a very specific reason as well. And he was released in this year. Quick Kick. Gosh, I thought the camera was recording when I did this, so I'm going to have to insert this. Number 5, Quick Kick. Well, the reason I picked Quick Kick was because, you know, you guys saw when I did the review on him, I even had the old Quick Kick in my vintage display collection, right? He, I mean, I played with him so much that his crotch is missing from the old vintage figure. This was one of my favorite collections, and I'm hoping, I've got one boxed up, and I'm hoping that I take this one and Tunnel Rat to get signed by Larry Hama. I think that's going to be fantastic. So anyways, when I was a kid, I loved this figure. Again, I played with him so much, and I'm just excited that he exists now in this scale. So let's go to the next figure. All right, time for number 5. My number 5 figure. And I've been wanting a version of this for so long. This is the correct version. Because before we used to get them, well, I take it back. Anyways, here it is. Before I make you guys sitting there guessing what it is. Sabretooth. Now, the reason I say this is the correct version, because most of the time when I pictured Sabretooth, he was much bigger and he looked like this. He's got great articulation. He looks fantastic. He looks exactly like Jim Lee used to do him, right? That's not to say that I remember one of the first times that I also saw Sabretooth was in Cable number, or McFarlane drew him. I don't know. One of them, he was like a skinny looking, super scraggly, tough little son of a gun. But then, you know, the bulked up version of him was the one that stuck in my head longer. So here he is, number 5 on the countdown, Sabretooth. Dig him from the 2-pack. The Wolverine in that 2-pack, I can take him or leave him. The reason I bought him was for this. Watch later on, he'll be either a Build-A-Figure or Maybe we'll get him as a deluxe. Who knows? Probably will. I wonder what we'll get as a deluxe. What will they do? Maybe they'll give us more heads and more hands. I don't know. All right. Moving on to number 4. Now, this is going to be a shock to some of you. And he's a little bit goofy looking. And I didn't realize this for a while. But he's a little bit out of proportions, I think. Regardless, I really like him. And he's from a recent line. And that is Cyclops. I was going to do a review on him, but then, you know, Gridiron got in the way, the Vamp got in the way, and I never got around to it. Let me tell you why I like it. He's got really good articulation. I know some of it's, you know, old articulation, but that's okay. Now, one of the things, though, that happened to me with this figure, number one, I love all the articulation. Head moves up. He's got the, you know, swivels, double jointed, penless, you know. He's got all the articulation in all the right spots. But what happened to me with this figure is that the arms would not do a T-pose. One day I need to show y'all, like on a figure that's really horrible. Like this one's, you see, it's got some of that shock oil, and I had to really put some oil in it to get it to work right. But now it works perfectly. I just love that he has so much articulation, that he looks great. Now, to my comment earlier, his head looks a little too high and big for his body. But the rest of him is fine. His hands are a little bit big, but I'm fine with it. I even ordered him a jacket to maybe bulk him up a little, so this can get hidden and his hands can look a little bit more normal. So, yeah, this is my number 4. Anyways, moving on. Here we are with number 4. There's no surprise. It won't be a surprise because I am a very specific type of channel. Number 5. I mean, what is it? Where are we? 5, 4. This is number 3. Number 3 on the countdown is Retro Duke. Finally, the Duke we were meant to have. I'm so excited for this one. He moves in all the right ways. He can come up and cross his arms in the front. Look at this. To actually shoot a weapon correctly. If they did all of the figures this way, I would never complain. I didn't have to oil him. He immediately does the T-pose. There wasn't any issues with it. I love this version of Duke. This retro carded, actually, as a matter of fact, I loved it so much, I bought several of these. So, I love it. I love that we've gotten him. You know, he harkens back to the old school Duke. Great figure. Love it. So, number 3 is Duke. All right. Moving on to the number 2 spot. Might come as a little bit of a surprise, and that's okay, but not really, though. I mean, this is a great figure. And we've been waiting for this figure for a long time. And that is the Scarlet Spider from the Spiderman line. It's got the toe articulation, I think, from the Renew Your Vows body. This figure just looks amazing. It's amazing, and it does amazing stuff. Even though the head looks a little weird coming off of his body like that. But, yeah, looks great. Number 2, for the articulation, for the posability, for them listening to us and giving us what we wanted. The only thing that could improve on this, well, there's 2 things. Number 1, I would have liked to see a soft cloth here, but this will do. It does hinder the articulation a little bit. And I would have liked to, instead, I would like to see a hinge here instead of a ball joint. I think the hinge going all the way back would have been better, but it's all right. It's still really good. So there's that. Now, what is the top figure? It might be a surprise to you guys, but it's no surprise to me. The top figure so far, to me, doesn't have to be for you, just to me, is... It's going to be controversial, y'all. A little controversial. Boom. Valaverse's Urban Commando. This figure gave us so many options. Gas mask, not a gas mask, 2 heads, you know, weapons. you know, all kinds. There's just so much Firefly looking. There's just so much that you can do with this buck, and so much that you can customize him with, that this thing has so many possibilities. He's already well equipped as it is. I love this figure. Something fell down. I don't know what it was. So, you know, you agree, disagree, you know, it's okay. But I love this figure. Are there figures that are better than this? Probably this year, because I haven't opened all the stuff that I need. There's a pile that I'm looking at right now it's big. It's a big pile, and it's from this year, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But to me, this was my favorite one, because we get so many options with it. Heads, you know, hands, just a lot of stuff in one figure. Even the packaging was improved. Is this the one that was cheaper? Didn't Bobby drop this one down by a couple dollars? I mean, even more so, even better. So absolutely fantastic. Love this figure. All right. So there you have it. What do you guys think of my top 10 so far this year? Insert your own. Maybe you got some top 10s. Maybe some I left out because I hadn't played with them. Go ahead and put it in the comments below which ones I missed, and you guys you guys think I should have done better. Yeah, so I think that'll be exciting just to go through that and see what your comments were. Did I get something really wrong? Let me know. You know, you're brain dead. You know, you should have done this when you were clear-headed, because this is a whacked out list. Constructive criticism is always welcome, my friends. Anyways, you know what, guys? We're going to do another video here shortly. I don't know when, maybe soon. But it's going to be a video of hotly anticipated figures for 2024. The figures that I'm most looking forward to. And we'll get, y'all get that video out here, you know, possibly after I get over this bug, because this bug's killing me. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this far, if you enjoy my content, why not like and subscribe? Who knows? We could continue to grow the channel, and I could continue to bring you more content. So, gosh, I'll still bring you content because, you know, this is my tribe. This is my community. And I like having fun here. As you can see, even on the days where I feel really, really down, this is about the only thing that picks me up, y'all. I mean, and of course, my family. They're always there for me. So don't forget that. I'm lucky in that my family cares deeply about me and that they're always there for me. So that's how family should be. Hopefully yours is like that as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. Let's continue to grow the channel. Let's continue to have fun collecting. And remember, if you're collecting with a frown on your face, you're doing it wrong. So as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling out these shenanigans.